All right, good morning again, everyone. So it is the 21st of April, Thursday morning here in Singapore. Right now, what we're doing here for the Traders Club members is going through the currency call where we'll be looking at, for today, the dollar index, the yen pair, so US yen, Euro yen, pound yen, and also gold. Traders Club members, if you're on the call right now, if you have any questions, put it into the chat, or after this session, if you have any questions, put it into the platform as well, right? If you are watching us on YouTube, this is recorded live. So, if I'm talking about any charts, make sure you check the charts before you jump into any trades, because prices might have moved on from when we were talking about it and the trade ideas we're talking about it. So speaking about trade ideas, I will be sharing, possible trade ideas, trades that you could jump into now or a bit later as we set up for some possible trades. So again, quick one is any information shared in this video is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It's just a opinion and views of myself. So please remember to do your own trade analysis prior to entering any trades. With that said, what has been actually quite interesting with the markets is that we have seen on Forex Factory not a lot of news for this week, right? But we've seen a lot of movements. On the club, we were just talking the whole day yesterday about retracements, and that happened throughout the day. Now it looks like it's back to resumption of the trades or the trends already. So just be a bit careful. It looks like the retracements seems to have stopped. I'll tell you more about that and why I think so. Today being Thursday, with this early morning, we saw the New Zealand CPI number quarter on quarter didn't go as high as expected, didn't go to that 2% number at 1.8%, but still at a very high level for the Kiwi. So was a 1.4, expected 2, came out at 1.8%. New Zealand inflation is, as you can see here, at its fastest pace in 32 years. So very high inflation there for the New Zealand or for the Kiwi economy. What we expect, or what we could expect, is for the RBNZ to take on a little bit more of or to continue their slightly more aggressive approach to policy, maybe at the next meeting to continue tightening again, right? So that was the news this morning. For today, we do have the Euro CPI number, not a big change or no change expected at 7.5%, but at 7.5%, still a very high number for the Eurozone. That's the CPI and core CPI at 3%. US employment numbers to be released, but that's a weekly number. Not a big change expected there, so I'm not anticipating a big change in terms of dollar strength. Looking like it's going to continue, so not a big push towards upside. For the rest of the day, nothing much until Fed Chair Powell from the FOMC speaking, but that's at a pre-recorded welcoming remarks at the Vogler Alliance and Penn Institute for Urban Research special briefing. So not a policy meeting, not a press conference. At this point, I don't think that this news will move prices too much again. So you can see here, we don't have that much news to be released for Thursday. And looking into Friday, we do have some central bankers speaking, but that's at the Washington conference. So might move prices, but I don't think they'll do much of a surprise here, right? So nothing big happening so far, even with the central bankers speaking early Friday morning, late Thursday night. With that, on Friday, we do have the Euro PMI numbers. I spoke about that 2 days ago already. With the yen in focus, not a lot of things happening to change prices. Looking into next week, right? With the yen in focus, looking to next week again, not a big price, no big price movers apart from Thursday with the Bank of Japan's outlook report and monetary policy statement. What we have been seeing from the Bank of Japan or from Japan is that if I scroll down into yesterday, let me just find that news. Where is it? We saw Bank of Japan. Right, there you go. So Japan cabinet's actually watching closely the FX moves. We've seen the Bank of Japan to conduct unlimited fixed rate purchase for the bond 10-year bonds on the Bank of Japan. With all that, right? So not a lot of news, but the Bank of Japan has been jawboning, has been talking about, you know, FX rates, about buying more bonds, looking like they're, and commenting that they will only worry about the US yen if it hits that 130 level. What happened with that was with the Bank of Japan, with all their comments, we saw the US yen hit that 129, almost 129.50, and yesterday that big retrace all the way back down towards 127.84. Right now, the US yen bouncing back up towards the 128.50 level, right? So a couple of trade ideas, a couple of trade opportunities here for the US yen. I'll tell you about that. But first, looking at the dollar index. So dollar index, yesterday when we spoke about this, I was anticipating for it to come down towards the 100.40 level. It did that, but it actually broke much lower towards, almost towards the 100 flat, right? It came towards 100.09 before bouncing back up. Right now at 100.44, that bounce back up. I'm anticipating this move to continue, possibly back up towards the 100.85 level. I'm not sure if it will hit all the way towards 100.101 level again. But I think that for today, because there's no big news happening, because there is no, you know, big policy reports or economic data to be released, I'm anticipating this move to move up towards that 100.8, maybe 100.90 level, but we might see it sit at about 100.60, consolidate a little bit here before pushing up. So just to be a bit more specific, looks like it might come towards that point, sit across, all right, sit across a little bit before pushing higher again. So I'm looking at that move on the dollar, but overall looking at some dollar strength. Hang on, give me a second. Looking at that dollar strength to continue to push higher towards the upside for the dollar index. This is on the H4 time frame. So what to look out for if we do see the dollar continue pushing higher, especially as it if it can close above this 100.40 level. What I'll be looking for is the US yen for buying opportunities. We were talking about this very quick trade on Tuesday night with our club members, looking for it to break above this 128.51 level or 128.50 level. For a quick 30 pip move, it went a little bit higher towards 129.31 before retracing. I would say that look for that similar move, a buying opportunity above 128.50. So I'd say 128.62. So above 128.60, I would say that you could be looking to buy up about a 70 pip take profit level. Keep your stop loss very tight, 30 pip stop loss there. 1:2 towards the upside, 1:2 risk reward ratio towards the upside for the US yen, but the H4 candle needs to close above this 128.50 level. It needs to close above that 128.60 for that buying opportunity towards 129.30, right? I'm not sure whether it'll go towards 130 level. 130 will be quite high. I think that if it can break above 129.40, then we could see it hit 130. But I would say as a conservative trade idea, as a thing to look out for, trade it up towards 129.40, get out of it. We might anticipate some big volatility at that high level there. Might spike up, but it could retrace very quickly back down towards this 128.50 again. So keep it simple, realize your profits quickly. I would say trade it up towards that 129.40 or 129.30 there, get out good 70 pips profit on the US yen towards the upside. With that said, now looking at the Euro yen, again, Euro yen, we were sharing this on Tuesday night with club members, looking for it to break above that 138.53 level. And it did that, went up towards that resistance of 139 and came back down again. So that was a good trade idea there where we had a quick 30 pip stop loss, 50 pip take profit. I hope you did jump into that trade. At this point right now, I would be very careful. I would be very careful for the Euro yen, because for anticipation to trade it up towards that 139.60 level, I do think it will get there, but I think that if we looked at the euro dollar, right, euro dollar now, yesterday went straight up, tested that 1.0840 level, and now looks like it's turning back down again, right? Actually, this might be a good place to be selling the euro dollar down. Quick review there, you could be looking at that trade to sell down towards that 1.0790 level, right? So if the euro dollar does drop from this level down, does retrace back down, continue that downtrend towards 1.0790, then that's going to be counter the euro yen, right? It's going to be counter the euro yen. I think that the euro yen could push higher because of the anticipation of the US yen pushing higher, but with the euro dollar dropping, it could result in that move up and then back down again, or to sit there and turn back down. So euro yen, I would say be very careful. Look for it maybe on the H1 time frame a bit more, or if you're doing H4, only look for a quick trade, right? So look for that candle to close, a quick trade, 40 pips towards the upside, a very tight stop loss, maybe even 40 pips stop loss there, a 1:1 risk reward ratio towards the upside. But I wouldn't anticipate any big move above this 139.60. I wouldn't anticipate that it will get to 140. I think it will go up to that point and then possibly turn back down. So this 139 level is going to be quite crucial on the euro yen. Also, if I show you this on the day one time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see that it's at a very high point, hasn't broken past this point for a long time. So anticipate this kind of volatility, what we saw late March, breaking higher and then testing that support level again. I think that we might see it break and test this level at 139. So not a great trade idea on the euro yen. I think the US yen might have more potential than the euro yen at this point, or because of what's likely to happen on the euro dollar. So with that, what can we expect for the pound yen, right? Pound yen, again, on Tuesday night, we're saying look for it to bounce, test that 166.29 level and bounce. If it does bounce off this level, look to buy. It happened last night, so it came down, came close to this level and bounced up. So if you did get into that quick 70 pip trade, great. If not, at this point, I'm still looking for the pound yen to push higher, right? Looking for the pound yen to push higher. Again, why so? Looking at the pound dollar again. Pound dollar here looks like it might test lower, but this 1.30 level seems to be very seems to be a deciding point. 1.3060 level seems to be a deciding point for the pound dollar. I think that we might see it sit in this level a little bit more before turning back up again. Pound dollar seems to be moving a little bit differently compared to the other pairs. We can see that at this level here, what happened, 13th of April, bounced back up, consolidated at this level before dropping, but pushed back up again quite strongly. So a little bit differently here for the pound yen. What I would be looking for is, I don't think it would drop that significantly. You can see that it's been climbing very strongly. I would say pound yen at this point, you can be looking to buy it up. You have a good 65 pip profit towards the upside. You can keep your stop loss quite tight, maybe about 40 pips there. So 1:1.5 or 1:1.6 risk reward ratio towards the upside for the pound yen on the H4 time frame. Is it going to go a lot higher? I don't think so. Again, trade it up towards the recent high point will give you a very good trade opportunity there already, almost 70 pips. But once it hits that, get out, reevaluate, look for other trade ideas. So just a quick recap. Dollar looking at further strength, consolidate and more strength again. US yen, look for it to break above this 128.53 level or 128.50 level for that upside. That's a good trade idea. Euro yen, small upside, but I would say be very careful. Only if you have no other trades to get into before you get into the euro yen. I would even say probably, try to stay out of the euro yen. Pound yen, I would like this. I'll move it a bit nearer to say that if it can close or move above this 167.70 level, you have a good trade about 65 pips towards the upside for the pound yen. So with all that said, with gold's actually been performing a little bit differently than I anticipated. We're looking for it to come down to test that 1957 level. It came to as close as 1961 before bouncing back up. So that move happened. Big retrace right now, bounce back up to test 1957 again, and looking like it might reject this level for more downside. So at this point for gold, what I would say is anticipation is that it's going to come down towards 1935. I would say about 1935, just because it has moved because of that levels here where it's hit and consolidated and actually broke up from this point. So I would say for gold, look for it to come down towards that point, 1935, then look for that bounce to back up again. Or if you're looking to trade gold, then you could be looking for short-term selling opportunities down towards that 1935 or 1934 support level, right? So very quickly, a couple of trade ideas there for gold, for towards the downside, US yen, pound yen towards the upside, looking possibly stay out of the euro yen at this point. Again, Traders Club members, it is Thursday, so we do have our night session tonight, 8 p.m. GMT +8. We'll be looking at short-term trades, H1 and 15 trades, just so that you can get those quick 30, 50 pips overnight. If you are Traders Club members, make sure you join us live for that session. If you're not a Traders Club member already, check out the comments, check out the links, and get on board. With that said, I'll catch you all tonight. See you. Trade safe, trade well. Bye-bye now.